guys, welcome back to the channel. Right here, I'm a 64 Ghia. You might have thought, if you've been watching this series on this car, the last episode was probably the last episode, even though I said it probably wasn't. This one's going to be finish it up to get to the show. It is Labor Day currently, so September 1st, and the show's on the 6th here in Louisville. I got very, very few things I have to do, but all quasi-important that I want to get done. First and foremost, rebrand it. I think I said in the very first episode, Inc. used to be the company or the shop before I went just to Motorworks. Long story short, watch that first video, explanation of that. So the quarters have to get redone. We're going to do it the correct way with spray paint. So that'd be great. Rebrand it, put new billboards on, and also, you know, clean it up a little bit more. I'm not going to get all the dirt off of it because, I mean, that's too much effort. Also, I got to do an alignment and redo the brakes. If you watched the last episode of The Drive, brakes are hacked in luster. So, yeah. I guess let me get some tape and start masking. It's gonna be just really good. All right, guys, Rebrand is gonna, I better turn off this fan. We are putting in maximum effort when it comes to prep work on this. Don't really know or have a plan of how I'm gonna shoot it yet, or what I'm gonna paint yet, but the billboard has to be fixed. And by that, you need surface prep. And by that, I mean some glass cleaner. Oop, I got some bubbling paint, that's not good. Some glass cleaner and some microfibers. I'm gonna have to go down a little further. Just because of, I want to cover the welds. Because before, I think I've said, this car is actually candy apple red. Anything you see here, that's actual white. And well, it's not actual white anymore. So as a red, basically, if you don't know what candy is, in a nutshell, it's a dyed clear coat. So maybe we can get, maybe my Rust-Oleum's gonna match some stuff a little better. Most likely not, but that's what we're using because I ain't got no time to try to match a car that doesn't match to begin with. I guess is what I'm getting at. The big thing with this is figuring out a layout that I can sort of live with. We're going about it backwards. Let's go with the window first. You know, if this car didn't have actual legit paint on it, it'd be, I was gonna say funny, but because it has legit paint on it, tape actually does things. There. And now we go from here. And we can, I want to pick up on the top of that. Look, I don't really have a plan. Except for whatever you're seeing me do. Because when you don't have a plan, anything you actually do is, in fact, the plan. See my years of laying out aircraft. And then we'll just do this back here. So we don't want to paint the light, but also I don't care. Again, no plan. Tech tip, easiest way to mask wheels. Easiest way to mask wheels is just throw a trash bag over them. But seeing how I don't have any good, well, not really good, good's the wrong word. I don't have any, like, thin trash bags. Well, out here, we're obviously not doing that. Paper works. We're just using spray paint. All right, this go right under because protect from rust. Yes, it's looking good. And then we'll go down this way. Yes, because I don't want to, ruin this panel. That'd be a, a step too far. That goes there. Like that. That's perfect. Perfect, perfect, work it. I would turn the corner normally, but I don't feel like it. And there. We're just protecting it from, crazy overspray. There we go. Oop, that would look like amateur if that tape was stayed there. Good, that's fine there. Door jamb. Door jamb is going to be the hardest thing to mask off. Masked. Masked a little better. Tape. Now, you want to roll your paper so you get that soft edge. I realize you probably can't even see me. Yeah, you want to roll that paper over so you get the soft edge. You don't want a hard edge. I mean, we're trying to blend this. Show car. By that, it's going to a show. And by all definitions, it is a car. Prep work is key. You don't want any fish eyes or, make this look bad. It's also weird working on this side for the first time. Typically this is a round 2 side. Not because it has to look good, but just because it normally is. And I'm not a monster. Self-etch primer first for the welds. I need to get the billboard done. Because paint takes a bit to dry. We'll use setting 3. And we'll just, use this as an eraser. It's definitely not even close to the right color. Like I said, it's candy. It's probably more closer to this door. So it actually might not look bad. I don't know. It was the darkest purplish red I had. That color red, I have no idea what the hell it is. Just be honest. Ooh. And then gently light coats. Called a fog coat or a blend. Little bit of VA. There. Look at that. Just blending it in. Blending, blending, blending. There, erased. Oop. I see a little bit there. There, touch that up. That's good. Can't even tell. Holy crap, you can tell like crazy. Wow. Overspray's real in here. Huh. Maybe I'll switch nozzles. Anywho. Crap. I didn't think too much. Let me get that thing out of here. Be right back. Hopefully it starts. It's been up there for a while, and I don't have the charger on it. Okie doke. As with most things I do, if you've watched this channel long enough, things escalated. I have another dumb idea. This car might end up being clean by the time it makes it to the show. Probably not. With all the dust I take off, I'm pretty sure I'm ruining the value. All right, anywho's. What's a good race car without having the displacement number on the hood? And because cubic inches is dumb, we got CCs. Look, the plan with this, there isn't really one. We're gonna mask it off good enough because I gotta use this on the other side. That one's gonna look like crap. I didn't realize I rolled over. Oh well. Adds to the mystique. It's not loud enough. I know, me. Don't worry, we got white. Clashes with the hood. Doesn't tickle the old fancy. All right, that with the copper. Still didn't fix the one, that's fine. Oh, it's just bad enough. I love it. Crap. Go over there. I don't know why I do what I do. But now, we got displacement numbers. And like I said, we put the CCs on because, well, saying you're like 12 cubic inches doesn't sound good. All right, next, same thing on this. I'm just gonna paint them white. I got the same thing, logo stickers, or not stickers, stencil. It's gonna billboard it, and then probably call this good as far as this goes. Sounds like a plan. I'll be right back with aftermath. Rooting for letters. It's fun. It's like I'm playing, what's that show with the letters in Vanna White? Price is Right. Be back. My receiver's about dead. It's flashing at me. But we're going to do this real quick. And all I have to say is trust the process. All right, guys. It's been a few days. And status update. Trust the process. When I say the whole car was candied, the car is still candied. Hides a lot of the imperfections and overspray. This car used to be a lot redder. Like I said, all this red here, pink now, Pink Panther, that's white. So, got that. Logos on that. I got a pinstripe over that. Just to make them pop a little more. Nothing crazy. But what I want to do is, I have to say the Jungle website, if you've already blew your non-existent budget, what's paying for get it now pricing? With that said, got a bunch of sound deadener. I'm just going to sound deaden back here, in the cargo area. Only place I actually have carpet on this car, even though I have a full carpet kit. But might lay down. I'm probably going to put carpet in the car. I was debating it. I'm getting old, guys. I am. So I'll probably end up putting carpet on or in. But I do want to sound deaden this thing. And like I said, I want to adjust those pedals. Also, I want to mess with these seats some because they do have a little bit of a lean back to them. But when you get into it, they just don't feel right. They feel like you're sitting on a board. So I can drop them a little more. If you didn't know the floor pans of the Volkswagens, what you can tell on the underside how they cut down right here. So even though I'm mimicking it with the thing, I'm literally mimicking it, and it's basically flat. So just gonna unbolt the back two bolts. I think I have to modify the bracket just a little bit to get to the lowest hole, and that's the only reason I didn't use it. But yeah, just undo that. I can slide the seat forward because they're on slides. Slide it forward, unbolt the two back bolts, modify the bracket, bolt it back down on the very bottom setting. And yeah, cool. Hopefully not hate these seats as much as hating them is a bad word. Despise. Oh, also I got my new shifter knob. One thing I complained about. Nice small one instead of that giant ball. I think that's a PTO handle, actually. Doesn't matter. I like it. I haven't driven the car with it, but I do like that a lot better already. Just hand feel. I'm a small shifter kind of dude. Whatever. But what I was saying is, let me get the seats modified. I'll be right back. Like I said, I'm just going to slide them up. There's two bolts I can pull, tilt it forward, do. Trust the process like normal. We're getting close. It's Wednesday currently. Yeah. Yeah, it's Wednesday. So, didn't realize that was all tore up. Car's mint. But yeah, it's Wednesday. I have, realistically, tonight, Thursday, and Friday. And Friday is going to be a thrasher of a day. Mainly because went to do an alignment on this thing yesterday. Again, overnight shipping. Amazing. CIP1, they've taken a lot of my money this month. But overnight, front tie rods, they're completely locked. I can't get them to spin. They're old. I've never done an alignment on this car, and it's putting my alignment gauges on about 15 mils. So, yo-ho. 15 mils towed out. You can clearly see it with the car. It's drivable, yes. But I don't want to burn off these tires. They're brand new. And I don't have tire money. That's why I'm not a drifter. So with that said, I have some tie rods getting overnighted. Well, overnighted 2 days. They'll be here Friday. We'll get them put on. I got a bunch of parts showing up Friday. So it's going to be slow, steady work all the way to get this thing to the show. But the main thing, I did drop the idle. Idle's good now. She sits right around 900. Probably not going to cooperate. Love the Le Mans start on these things. Ooh. Always tell her first fire up when you got no chokes. Yeah. Sitting at 900 now. It's happy. So weird to have a car above you. Hey. Yeah, so weird to have a car sitting above you. Also, whenever I, obviously have my security cameras, you probably noticed them, and you see a floating car, it's like, what's going on? But car's idling better. Again, still haven't driven it after the first test drive. Just running it through its paces, checking things, making sure everything is good the way I like it, or would want it to be. Yeah, 60 PSI, charges, everything's good. Like I said, one of the biggest things in that test drive was I ended it short. Number one is the test drive. I want to make sure the wheels weren't going to fall off, so on and so forth. But number two, the idle, I didn't like it. Like I said, it was sitting, I think 13 or close to 1400. So just didn't want to hear it. It was taking away, especially in city driving, if you go back and watch the drive video, you hear the engine basically at idle way more than the engine driving. And the at idle, coasting to a light or anything like that, it gets tiring. So I guess is what I'm getting at. But yeah, let me get these seats adjusted and probably get the pedal mounted, and then, I don't know. I'll just give you periodic updates. I'm not doing anything that's taking, you got to be a rocket surgeon to do. So, yeah. I don't know. I really don't have a plan. I'm just kind of documenting, getting some footage of, the final push. A lot of people, I would say, let me put you guys down. Most people prep for a car show by wiping it, cleaning it up, tidying it up. Not basically rebuilding an entire car in a month. So, yeah, I'm an idiot, but we know this if we watch this channel. But, like I said, join me whenever I record something else. You can tell I don't actually have a plan right now. I'm going to have to prime the floors first if I decide to seal it or put sound deadener on it. I don't know. I'll figure all this out. Be back. Car is racked up again. I don't know where I left off. It's been a few days since recording because I've been waiting on a couple of shipments. And thank you, they're all through FedEx, so like normal. FedEx being FedEx. Anyway, car's racked up. I think I showed. We got Dynamat in the back now for sound deadening. I'm going to put the carpet back in. I got glue and stuff like that. I was just procrastinating because it doesn't take that long. But the real reason the car's racked up is, I think I said in the drive video, or maybe in this one, I need to do an alignment. Well, I went to go do an alignment and I couldn't get the damn tie rods loose. Well, I could, but I couldn't get them to spin. Like jam nuts got loose, but anyway, I didn't, couldn't do an alignment, and it is, well, I mean, yeah, it's a camera, you probably won't be able to see. This wheel is pretty straight. This wheel, boop, it's kicked that way. So try to dial in. It's 10, I think 10 or 15 mil off. I think I've said this before. So wasn't really wanting to drive it on that, especially new tires. So can't eat those too. So at least it sort of ties it together. You can tell how much the red on this car faded. But anyway, what the hell was I getting at? Back to FedEx. FedEx being FedEx, finally dropped off. Shows the 6th. It is the 5th, and it's nearly 8 o'clock at night. So I'm going to do the right thing. Got a brand new inner and outer for the passenger, brand new inner and outer for the driver, and brand new steering dampener. Even though I think the steering dampener, nope, I never touched the front end of this one. So brand new entire front end for this car, as far as tie rods, steering dampener, so on and so forth. I was supposed to have another delivery today. Well, 2. One wasn't important. One was going to be the tack. It was actually supposed to get here early. It was going to be here today, except they actually revamped their what have you delivery till tomorrow, which is fine. Don't care. It's just tack. Like I said, that's why you put that one in there as a placeholder. I'd rather look at that than a clock. The other thing was something else for the interior. Was hoping it was going to make it, and well, it's not. They haven't even updated. Here, we'll even refresh it. Yeah, refreshing. They haven't even updated their delivery. Friday. It's in White Deer, Texas. Yeah. Don't think it's going to make it here today by the end of the day. Just saying. I have not ever been pleasantly surprised with FedEx unless they actually deliver. Any host and ways, I'm not, yeah, if you can tell, I'm not a fan of 1A yet. And then I also, even if I got this, I couldn't use it because some of the support parts I need to use it are coming from Summit. And, well, I have no freaking idea where they are because they decided to also ship with, like, IntelliTech or some whatever they use. And they have no record of the package in their system, even though if you look at the thing, it says received by the shipper, received by the shipper, received by the shipper, delivery date, couldn't tell you. So that's good. So I did the right thing and ordered stuff through Speedway. I like Speedway Motors. Ordered more stuff through them. So now if Summit shows up, I can use package whenever that shows up. Or whenever FedEx package shows up, I can use Speedway. In other words, I don't care. I'll be able to use the stupid thing I bought eventually, but it won't make the show. What else was I going to say? I think that's it. Yeah, just ordering dilemmas. But all right, let me get this thing in the air, pop off these wheels, and swap some tie rods and do an alignment. Not to mention, I think I'm coming down with some. Oh, and it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so that's awesome. But we're still pushing on to make at least the deadline, not so much the show if it rains. Also, I think I said I had the intention of putting many, 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 many miles on this thing since I built it, or since the first test drive. Well, you know that didn't happen. Well, you probably don't, but that didn't happen. So, yeah, still untested. We know the car runs, and we know the car stops. So, in theory, we know the car is going to make it. In actuality, no idea. Bah. All right, I'm going to go around to the driver's side, undo that tie rod, and pop it, and I'm going to try to pull everything out as an assembly this way. Just makes life easier. Oh, shit. What am I thinking? I can't do it as an assembly. Because it's on the knuckle. Wow. Brain is not braining too good today. I was thinking the both inner and outer tie rods were tied together. Or not inner and outer. Left and right tie rods were tied together. I've been staring at the doobly-doo this entire time. Steering dampener, and brain associated that with the other side tie rod arm, which, I mean, isn't a big deal. We got to take all the other ones off from that way anyway. That side anyway. Pop that. All right, this tie rod's ready to come off. Once I pop the other side. Hindsight, I started on the worst side. But yeah, boop. Free. All right. Like I said, they weren't bad, but I couldn't really adjust them, so why? Why struggle? It says loosen stuff, throw stuff in. Removal is the same as unremoval. Or install is the same as uninstall. What have you. I'm more mad about, I can deal with the sickness. I did not want the rain. So, kind of in a getting sick, pissy mood right now, which sucks. All right, guys, I had to do a receiver swap. It's a weird one, but if you can see the skis under here, those are my aligners, alignment devices. Typically, I like to set this car to 0, or, zero out the tie rods, inner and outer. And then, well, proceed. Well, I didn't do that. So now, they're both fully in. Clock is pretty close. So I'm just gonna run them out by eye first to, well, make them look even. Even though this tie rod's new, it's pretty, it has some stiction to it. Wink. And boink. All right, now let's set this thing. We're 140 and a half there. Was that a half? Yeah, 140 and a half. And 140, I did not, no. That's 140 and a lot more. So I want this side to be slightly towed in. Give it a little tappy tap. That's 140 and a half. That's 140. I say right about there. Give her a little tappy tap. Double check my level, because when you move, everything, moves. At least this side anyway. Back to 0. Gotta stop putting my hand on this damn thing. About 140 and a half. 140 and 2 ticks. Call that good. It's slightly towed in. On it, or what need it to be. I'll come back and knock out those jam nuts. And is this exact science? No. I'm also going to redneck align it by taking the steering wheel off and putting it to center. Also, if I stand back there, these skids should look straight. And I'm going with the rocker because that pinch weld is semi-accurate. Yeah, I call that pretty good. But I've showed this on my other videos. Release these alignment things. Make sure your car's pretty much level. But they bolt onto your hub, 5-lug, 4-lug, 3-lug, what have you. And you just, oh crap. You just set it. So that's saying 140. 140 and a bit more than the half. So is that 145, 67, 147, and then 140 on the front. Millimeters are good because you just add. So yeah, 147. The only reason I say half is, well, there's a half line. So half between 140 and 150. 145 plus 2 ticks, 147. And same thing on here. I just got to lock down those jam nuts. Call it good, slap the wheels on, and see, hopefully it doesn't look like it's towed out. Like a really weird walking duck. Give me a minute, I'll be right back. Anywho, everything's tight, and let me put you on tripod first. I don't know if you can tell from this shot. I think this is where I left you. But that wheel, pretty much dead straight. That wheel also pretty much dead straight. So I'm happy with it. I know I'm not going to burn off my tires, which is good. Also, move your legs. Under here is undercoated, so, or bed lined. It's not like I just painted the top side. But, all right, I think next thing I got to do, well, honestly, the next thing I got to do is I got to unrack it, number one. But I do, we're on 9 o'clock. So what is that, about an hour-ish? 8:54. What I got to do right now is unrack this thing because I don't have to get under here again and run to the gas station because I need fuel and I do not feel like stopping in the morning. Why do I have a clump now? It's probably in the box. I don't care, I know everything's tight. Or if it's not, we're going to find out in short order when we drive it. But all right, yeah, let me get some fuel and I'll be right back. I just got to throw, watch your legs. There's sound, I'll just move. There's sound deadener back in, throw the carpet back into the back. So I'm not looking at all that Dynamat or whatever. Silence, same stuff. It's butyl. And I might dig out front carpets out of there. Might. Probably not going to. Like I said, I'm feeling a little under the weather, and I don't really care so much. Also, like I said, I don't know if you can tell, but the binnacle lights work now. Only thing I haven't done is fogs, and they're not going to make it for the show. If it wasn't so late, might get a little froggy for the foggies, but no. Also, 5. I've had questions on 5. Why is it a 5 instead of a 4? Because it was a 90.5 cylinder and a 76 stroke. Whatever. Math for this engine should be a 1904. Why is it a 5? Is because it has a lower compression. Because I have plans for this engine if it holds up. And it's, well, boost related. So it's a little bigger of a cylinder just because of a lower compression. So yes, I do know that they're supposed to be 1904s, but no, it is a 5 for a reason. And I'm only guessing it's a 5. It could be a 6. I don't know. I know it's bigger than a 4. Hell, it could be a really big 4. Anyway, the math does the math because it has lower compression. So, all right. I guess next thing, let me get fuel and join me for, I guess, squirming around in the back or giving a diatribe. All right, guys. You didn't miss much. Threw the carpet in. Refreshing weather. Saturday looks like it cleared up. We're down to like 20% chance, 35% chance. T-minus. It's 10:30 almost. I'm just running the car one more time, making sure I don't see anything. Charging 13.8. We got 44 on the oil pressure and 96 on the oil. I don't know if oil temp's in American or British, because even when I beep boop it with my laser, it reads weird. I'm not going to say it's accurate, but I know it's not getting hot. Oh yeah, doing the final run up on it. Idle's lowered. It's sitting right around 9 some change. So we're good. So hopefully next scene, let me shut this off. Anywho, what I was saying is, hopefully next scene, oh, there's my beep boop laser. Hopefully next scene, you'll be in the car and we will be on the way to the car show. I'm going to bring you guys along. Well, unless it's a rain delay. I'm going to bring you guys along and I'll try to film as much as I can. I don't really do the public stuff. I don't know why, I just don't, but I'll get what I can. I'll bring my mics and my camera and so forth. Well, you're going to be with me for the drive, so you'll be there. But I might do a little walk around, so forth. But mainly, the car's done. It's good. I think I forgot to say, tie rod. I did adjust the brake and the clutch. Made a stop. So now they're actually, I don't know if you can tell, they're more vertical versus, you know, coming at me. So the side stepping is easier, better, more gooder. But with that said, I'm gonna close it off, have myself a adult beverage, and hopefully wake up to decent weather and a drive. I think we're squared away with the car. I can't think of anything else I need, absolutely need to do to it. I know, like I said, the last thing on the drive video, I'm not saying nurse it there, but I'm gonna nurse it there because this car's stupid and it has power and it doesn't have the brakes for it. The brakes worked, they worked fine. But as far as the friction of the brake versus the friction of the tire equals, I feel like I have no brakes now because it's just, well, odd math. But like I said, I do have discs for this thing. Discs will be going on this car. I'll probably, most likely right after the show, we'll do disc brake conversion, take it out because it's September. The weather's nice here in Louisville, Kentucky. Unless it rains, it's perfect weather to be driving this thing. I mean, that thing has a heater and has air conditioning, don't care. This thing, I have no heat. So I'm not as young as I once was, and I don't want to, get cooked like a baked potato in the summer. So with that said, hopefully joining me in the morning and we'll take this thing out. But yeah, figure we started this basically August 1st. The car's finished. So a little over a month to get a car running, driving, stopping, and usable. It was sitting right here. It's still weird having that spot. But with that said, let me close this out. And yeah, like I said, hopefully join me on the road. And I think I said this. Already love that shift knob. I think it's off of like a tractor. I don't know. Randomly found it. I don't like the, I think I complained about it in the video. Other than it kept unscrewing. the big cue ball knobs, they have a weird feel. I like smaller knobs. Take that as you will. Hopefully join me in the morning. All right, guys. Bad news. It's, well, 12:30. We're obviously still in the shop, day of the show. And I just got back from trying to attempt to go to the show. I didn't have my GoPro or anything like that, but just jumped in and wanted to get there because I think the show ends at 3. Figure at least have a few hours there. Well, few problems. I think I said I did not drove a car one time, and that was it. A few things I'm not a fan of. Number one, roads are wet, so not a big deal. I can handle the wet roads, but wet roads and combined with my sketchy-ish braking, still okay. That's two bads. I can push through. I'm done. Third bad is my fender's hitting. I'm not driving to the show, and you can see probably the rub on the tire. It's not bad, but it's hitting. And I don't know if there's show in here, but it is right there. Grab a light, it's right here. Yeah, you're looking at me. I know. Hold on. I got a bunch of going on and not enough hands. Change that beam. But can't even get my flashlight in here. Trust me, when we get the wheels off, the fender's sitting. They're coated under there, and I can feel a shiny spot. I'll see it on tire. So that semi-easy fix. I can put coilovers on the front, bump up the ride height, level it. I mean, the springs and shocks are I mean, they're pretty stout, but it's just going down enough. So that's where I'm at with this. We tried, the car runs, the car does drive, but it just, dealing with customers, didn't have enough time to actually put enough miles on the car. Plus the baby Jesus, he was, I guess, I'd say throwing me a warning with the weather, which I'm kind of okay with. And 9 times out of 10, I would go to the show and I'd take that. But, well, I'm not happy this car isn't working right. So what I'm going to do is the right and wrong thing all at the same time. Back of the truck, we have disc brakes. I said we had disc brakes. I was going to put it off till the end of the show or after the show. Well, obviously I'm not making it. Sucks. We put a lot of time, effort into this thing, but you know, it is what it is. Kind of actually mad about it. But if I was able to build a car in, let's say, a month, and it worked absolutely as designed with one test drive, I'd be impressed. I've never had that happen, whether myself or the customers. Also, caveat, if this was, say, a customer's car, it'd be going through the exact same diatribe. It also would not be making it. So, I don't know. Let me get this thing racked up, pull some wheels off, and assess what I have going on. This stings a little bit. But also, it wasn't really made for, or I also didn't build it on the caveat side. I really didn't build it for, as a show car. It was more the show as a motivation to get this car back on the road. So, I guess there's that. It did its job. It's back on the road. Oh, Ghia. All right, I'll be back. Wheels off. I hit that side too. What's going to make this better is my wheels are going to stick out even further. Disc brakes. Disc brakes, yo. So we might be losing the flares, which I don't care. Hit. Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to push a car and slate rub there. I'm not going to put it this way. I'm not going to put an unsafe road on a car for my customers, number one. Number two, I'm not going to put an unsafe car on the road for other people. Meaning if I lose brakes or if my wheel gets cut, and I don't want to take out a family of 4, put it to you that way. I don't know, it's just a little bit of morals that I have. Weird, I know. But that drum could be a little tighter. But with that said, let me start stripping this thing down. Oh man, I got indigestion. I still feel like crap. Oh, I want to look at the other side. And the master's still full, so it's not like we're losing that, or like I lost brake fluid. Just sucks. I forgot to put my cotter in. That's cool. But I still had the speedo. All right, let me start tearing this thing down. Pretty straightforward as far as this part goes. Same as say a brake job. Pull your drum, pull your spindle off, undo your brake line, make a mess on the floor, and then I'll get back to you when we gotta do spindles, because spindles are getting swapped. If I knew I was gonna have such an issue, I would have ordered factory spindles instead of 2.5 drop. But I have ways around that too, I think. All right, let me tear this stuff down. I'll be right back. Got the wheels off, got the drum stripped down. I don't know what the hell the last thing I said was because, well, I walked away. Anywho's. Oh, also, you do not have to, if you don't want to, you don't have to take your drum plate off completely. It makes life easier if you do. Let me lower that radio. You have your 2 retaining bolts back here. Boop, pop them off. That'll free up your link pin. And then you should just be able to slide it off. Like so. There. But yeah, it just makes, without having that big drum on here, a lot easier. All right, now what you're gonna do is try not to get everything all backwards. By that, I mean you're nice and tight. Uppers and lowers, because you're gonna pop out your link pins. You need a hammer and a rag. Little love taps. And like I said, you have shims, alignment shims. You have this special one that has a washer in it, O-ring. And all you're doing is gotta get this guy out. Sometimes they slide easy, sometimes they're a bit. Just depends. There we go. All right, this is the bottom. I think I have another shim in there. Screwdriver. Might need a little jiggle, wiggle, and persuasion to get it out, but they'll come out. Just depends how, last time they've been out or how coiled up they are. And like I said, this will be closest to pin. That's stack up. Throw this guy on, boop. And this will be furthest from pin. Boop. So top and bottom. 3 shims on. It doesn't matter. Top and bottom. Then you'll have your bushings, I guess, that the pins right in here. Those have to come out. So all you do with these is, well, if you have a press, you can beat the crap out of them with a hammer. I don't recommend it. I've done it. I've actually done it on this car. Put this whole thing together. What I'm getting at is you don't need a press, but these have to come out so you can access basically the center shaft which runs through here. So you got your knuckle on either side, and you got that shaft. So you got to get those bushings out to push that out. So let me pop those out real quick. Like I said, I'm just going to put it on the press, knock them out, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, they're mildly pushed out. So let's say you can tap them out usually the rest of the way. Like I said, 1/2-inch drive. We'll get them. My socket I have isn't long enough to, well, blow them all the way out, so. Bit of caveman style. I mean, don't do that, but I mean, you get the idea. Just pop your bushing out. You now obviously would be the time to replace them if they're bad. Mine aren't too terrible. A little gouged, scored, but they're fine. So that was what, top. The other like oil, I think they're oil light bushings or something like that. You have to pop them out. This one's seen better days, but it'll work. Yeah, it's scored up pretty good. Whatever. All right, now that you have both sides free, you have the pin that's in here. Set it up on your press, drive it through. So let me do that real quick, and I'll be right back, and we'll set up the new one. Link pin, the main pin, what have you, it's out. And like I said, it just boop, goes through here, so that's why you're blowing it out, because you got to get it out of, obviously, the ends. This one's weird, the oil hole. There should be, well, a spot to get grease into these bushings. This one, not so much. Because it's pretty important you index them correctly. And, well, you can only index if you have the hole. If I just got to punch a new one or drill a new one, I don't care. Yeah, that's all. Had one. It's supposed to be here, but I don't know why it's all flat. Here. So I can tell you, this hasn't been, the lower has not been getting greased. Which, hindsight's not a bad thing, just due to the fact that I've never driven this car. Like I said, 50 miles. Probably max on this thing. Not concerned. You saw everything came apart. It came apart pretty all right. All right. So that's out. Next, you have to get this thing apart, which is easy. It just slides. It just slides off. When it wants to cooperate. Cleaned up. Also, now's the time, if your bushings are bad, or brass bushings, I'm pretty sure, now would be the time to replace those. But like I said, this car didn't have any wobble or anything like that, any slop. Nothing to the point where, well, I didn't feel the need to order them. But I'm just saying, now would be the time to, if you're going to do a complete rebuild, which this wasn't even supposed to happen currently, now would be the time to do that. This, oh yeah, what I was mentioning about these grease holes, these have to be indexed a certain way. So when you put them in, they get indexed, well, circs there and the holes there, they get indexed down. so that they can get oil into them, obviously, or grease. And same thing with this one. The opposite one will go up, so it's in the cavity to get that, to get the oil. Like I said, there's a notch in these things, so they only go on one way. In theory, I'm sure a very oh, we almost screwed up right off the bat. Steering knuckle goes towards the back of the car. The solid bar goes towards the front of the car. If you get that backwards, you'll be doing this again. You'll know that almost immediately because you wouldn't have any steering. But yeah, align your plates. Easy. Sometimes you just gotta give them a little loving. But once they get aligned, you'll be able to plop everything together fairly easily. So, knuckle is back together. Now we just gotta reverse the installation process. Notice there's a nice polished edge on mine. That'll be inside. Blow that down. Blow that down. Put in the grease sleeves. Reassemble. Be right back. Let me get all this assembled. All right. Whew. Ta-da. All assembled. Bushings in, so on and so forth. Now, what we do is we gotta slam these guys in, our link pins, or the pins, I don't, that was top. Make sure when you put them in the right freaking direction. So that'll go in. Tappa tappa. Need a little more tappa tappa. Top. Shims off bottom. All right. Then these just slide right back in. Like so. Don't forget your other, crap. I was gonna say don't forget your other shims, but you put them on before because I'm an idiot. Wow, everything's a nice fit now. There we go. All right, do this again. Shims. Shims. Then gently install. Let's say ta-da now. All right, guys, I'm just saving you the pain of all the boredom. Drove races in, packing bearings, so on and so forth. The other side's caught up. Just want to load all this stuff up now. This is tedious stuff. I should make you guys watch this. Because it doesn't happen on its own, obviously. But you guys get to jump forward to the next scene. You don't have to pack bearings for 45 minutes. Or, you know, however long it takes. All right, grease seals are in. Shove this rotor on. I know you. It's like we yeah, of course. Pack the bearings. Don't put them on immediately because we're trying to keep our hands clean. That worked. I just get that other rotor on so I can get rid of that bearing and I don't have to worry about this. Tighten, loose, snug. On. Do it to this side. Tighten, loose, snug. That side's on. All right, guys. Trial and error side. Trial and error side. Caliper. All right. Make sure you put your hose on first. There's a rubber spacer. Can I just grab it out? Yes. Now, this is going to be fun. I'm going to start off with 2 silver shims. Gold shims are thinner. What I'm trying to do is get this bracket to be centered. Yes, there is a left and a right bleeder up. All right, silver, oh, like I said, silver bolt. Slide this in, or it's washer. Damn it, come back. Ugh. Ended up going with that silver in between both and then split because I only had 4. I thought I had 5. Even though I said I had 4, brain wasn't braining. And then 2 golds on the back side just to space that bolt head off. So we're good. Let me do the other side. And, well, I'll just connect the brake lines. They're simple enough. Put them in, connect them. Nothing fancy. Just make sure they don't bind or hit anything. And they're, like I said, straightforward. And then we'll bleed this. Be right back. All right, guys, get ready to bleed the brakes. Everything's on. Also threw on coilover shocks. Forgot to change the battery. Damn it. Brakes are bled. I got a couple of odds and ends of things I have to do on my end as far as, well, clean up the huge spill I did. But show you, let's see, I want short. There. We're pushing the brake, but we're lightly pushing the brake. And they are, I can just barely rotate them. And the back shouldn't be doing anything. Backs are barely kicking on. Fronts are engaging like they should before the backs. Give it a little bit more brake pressure. Stay. Damn it. A little more. Locked. Yep. Demonstration is going terrible. Brake. Rod. Stay. Don't move. Rear. Locking. Rear. Locking. Front. Can't even turn. Other front. Can't turn. We have brakes. I am ecstatic about that. Do we brake lights? I mean, we should, but might as well check them. Yep, on, off, on, off, on, off. And the other thing was doing, the front, and I don't know why, but I feel like it had too much pressure, because when you let off the drum, the light would, because the pressure switch lights, the light would stay on for just a bit. So, wrapped up, this front end is super good. Wrapped up, I want to paint these, the just faces, match them. I'll get the wheels back on the thing, and then we'll take it out for a drive. I also want to see how dumb it looks with the lift kit on the front. Because the other option is I'll go back to the factory shocks and just pull the flares. It's not hitting anything but the flares. So, with that said, ooh, hello, I'm up here. All right, guys, well, the wheels are drying, or at least the centers, hubs, what have yous. Those things. Before I put it on the ground and see what it looks like and see how terrible it looks, because Baja, what is that? Where does this go? Put that back in the tripod. I'm just going to throw in the new tack. Whoop. You know. So, it's going to take the place of the old one, hence new one. Like I said, that one was just a placeholder. This one's a new one. This one's actually for a car and not whatever the hell that is. So hopefully I get accurate numbers on this, RPM-wise versus being laggy. Yeah, you could screw with them and program them and do all that stuff, but you know what? At the end of the day, I just didn't want to look at the clock. So we put that in its place. It was easy to get from Amazon, and it's like 50 bucks. This, not 50 bucks. So, also, I'm hoping it's the right size. Because wouldn't that be delightful? Yeah, thereabouts. We're good. So, we throw this thing in. You saw me put the other one in. It's literally already wired. I just gotta find the wires in this. Was it red's power, black's ground, purple signal? And what else were they calling for? No, that was it. What turns on lights? White. Pick that out. Blink. So yeah, these guys, just extra. These guys needed. I guess it's a universal gauge, or at least they make universal plugs, so you have many options for other gauges, which is quite nice. What does that say? There's a tag. Button. I don't know what button means. Anywho, let me wire these guys in. The work's done. I just got to pop that one out, clip the wire, solder these back onto that wire, and then call it dead. Simple. And hopefully have a working tack. All right, guys. Figure, get the car out, try out the brakes. They're also in a weird position here behind me, this go. Try out the brakes, try out the suspension, so on and so forth. So far I haven't hit anything, like clearance-wise, so we know that's working. Everything sounds good, it's running. Yeah, it's good. Short-ish test drive on this one. Just like I said, I want to make sure everything's working. I think I'm going to have to dial a little more toe out into this. Mainly because it is, it's a little squirrely. Not bad. Could just be the suspension settling. I really gotta get this mirror to move because it's, oh, I got it to move. I didn't want to break it, but I like to see behind me because that mirror is completely useless. Brakes work phenomenally. If I had them, and I think I said this, the only reason I didn't put them on was they were supposedly shipped without the dust caps, and I wasn't gonna, I wanted brakes to get to the show. I didn't want to, you know, not make it to the show because I didn't have like dust caps or something like that. And I wasn't gonna drive without, you know, with exposed wheel bearings. But the idle's a lot lower. I still got to tune in this tack. It's reading a little lower than it should. I might have the wrong switches switched. But everything seems good. 50 pounds of oil pressure. 87 on whatever temperature scale it's reading. The plate could be in my box too. It is woo. I will say the front end's a pogo stick. But it's not hitting, and that's the key. Smooth. Train. We certainly are not going to wait for you. Not important going that way. Only thing I don't like about my test route is, well, train. She road holds. I might be diving a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm scuffing on the passenger side. which is fine. I'll just raise the fender. I think I have some adjustment. PSI, 130 temps, 14 volts, charging. I mean, if you don't drive it like a complete idiot, it's fine. As long as you don't drive this thing like a complete idiot, it's fine. I want to see what I can do about the front end. Because it is pogo-y, but I need it not to be because, put it this way, due to these tires, the thing holds. Also, this gauge is saying I'm doing 13 volts on that and 13.6 on this one. Nope, 13. One of them's delayed. I don't know what else this tells me, but it seems to be working. Everything seems to be working fine. Back to the shop. Whee! Shush. All right, quick little test drive. The car does handle really good. I got to see if I can figure out how to soften up the front end a bit, but keep the ride height. Just because I think I am scrubbing that side. I'll check when I put that fender back on. I think I put it on like 2 or 3 times, and well, there's multiple holes, so I just picked whatever multiple holes I thought looked good. I think I was wrong. This side was the one I was rubbing yesterday. I didn't hear it once, but that side sounds like it's getting me on a dig. I'm not really sure. I'll just check it out. It doesn't seem, nothing I'm concerned about, because it's just hitting the flare. It's not like it's hitting the cut line, you know, cutting the center of the tire. But yeah, everything was good. 149 on the temp, you know, volts. All lights work, everything like that. I think I said I wired in the binnacles. They work. But yeah, fires up, runs good. About 30 PSI, 27. I'm good with it. All right, join me big cam. I got my drive in. I got the drive in. I feel safe. Well, not feel safe. I feel the car is at least safe for the road. I'm definitely putting, like I said the first time, I'm going to be putting some miles on this thing. I need to. Like I say in my videos, this car needs to be driven. But the problem is, well, I didn't want to drive it, number one, in the wet yesterday, knowing that this car could have been bad. Well, outcome could have been bad, I guess is what I'm getting at. But this thing's fun. Definitely fun. I'm going to be messing with this thing, don't get me wrong. It has a lot more to give. I don't know how else to put that. The engine feels like it has a lot more to give. So maybe lean it out a bit, even though it sounds damn perfect. But like I said, this thing, it's 8.5 to 1 compression. It is a boost engine. I have every intention of putting a supercharger on this thing. So do with that as you will. All right, join me on Big Cam. I'll be back. All right, guys, closing out the video on a 64. It is done for now. Version, I don't know. It's done. It's a fully drivable car. I am happy I didn't limp it to the car show. It's a fail. It's the whole goal of doing this, but you know what? At the end of the day, I'd rather it make it back to the shop in one piece than on the back of a rollback, because I want up into, say, a family of 4. So that's never my intention. I never want to give my customers a car back, because here's the thing. I like you guys, but I like myself a little more. So unless I feel good about driving the car, I will never give a customer their car back. And that goes along with my own stuff. I will risk sketchiness on my stuff a little bit more, don't get me wrong. But with that said, I always think of the other person. I do not want a brake failure or something else to where I'm darting into another lane and then wiping somebody out. So I'm kind of happy I didn't make the show because, well, disc brakes are on it. And I don't know if I covered this or not because I haven't edited this video. The only reason I didn't do the disc conversion to begin with, and I fought with those drums, was number one, yes, to make it to the show because it has brakes. But number two, and I'm on my phone to show the email, when I ordered the kit, it wasn't supposed to come with dust caps. So I wasn't going to drive with open bearings, obviously. The only reason I put them on here was, well, I had to do something to, you know, make myself feel better about not making the show, and well, see if it was a master issue. Notice the master's fine. It was just, you know, just crappy brakes. Maybe I had air in it. I don't think so. I think my drums are just that far out around that they couldn't sink in. Digressing, regressing. The pedal's great now. I might want to put, I think I'm going to put like a half turn maybe in the backs, just tighten them up a little bit. But other than that, I mean, I'm probably not even going to do that. Who am I kidding? No pedal vibration, no nothing. I mean, it's great. Engine obviously solid, transmission solid, clutch solid. Everything right now is solid, and I'm going to drive it. Next time you'll see this car on the channel, well, I mean, you'll see it in the background, obviously. But next time, I did say I did build this this engine is going to get supercharged. That is going to happen. When, I don't know, but it will happen. Obviously, if you've been watching this, the build of the car, you've seen many other cars. There's another one behind it right now. Many other cars in the videos. All those episodes will start to get edited and aired. I wasn't just doing my car, but I was just keeping it my car for this entire, I don't know, revival. Kind of like what I usually do. Usually you'll see cars go in and out in the backside, and then those cars will air. So with that said, close this video out. I'm gonna have fun with this car. I feel bad for my my Corvette just because I bought this lift, so I didn't have to drive it in and out, and didn't mean to turn it into a permanent parking spot. I don't even know if it has a battery as far as charge. The underside looks good. Yep, I think my valve covers are leaking. Anywho, close out this episode. If you like this episode, however it turned out, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you do, I promise you, we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.